Welcome to your daily 49ers update. I'm Rob Stats Guerrera. Here is what's happening. There's no easy way to say this, so I'm just going to say it. Christian McCaffrey's season is done. Kyle Shanahan announced yesterday he has a PCL injury. Now, the good news is it won't require surgery, but the recovery timeline is 6 weeks. So CMC is going on injured reserve. He ends the 2024 season with just 348 total yards and no touchdowns.
I just feel for him. It was a real frustrating year for him. He worked his ass off to get back to this point, and I think he was really feeling good and about to take off, and just had that real unfortunate injury last night. So I know he's as crushed as anyone, but he'll get through this. He's a hell of a player, hell of a person, and an unbelievable 49er, and he'll be back stronger than ever next year to help us.
If you would have told me before the year began that Christian McCaffrey would end his season with more fumbles than touchdowns, I never would have believed you. Unfortunately, that's where we are. As for the rest of the injury report, it reads like something straight out of 2020. Because not only is Christian McCaffrey's season over, Jordan Mason's season is also over. He's going on IR with a high ankle sprain. Same for Kevin Givens, who tore his pec in the game against the Bills. Ugh. Jordan Elliott and Aaron Banks are both still in the concussion protocol. Nick Bosa and Trent Williams are both going to be monitored this week. Their status really hasn't changed. The good news is that Diamador Lenore and Talanoa Hufanga should practice. Hufanga is going to have to wear some sort of garment or protection on his injured wrist. Dre Greenlaw also will continue his comeback from Achilles surgery. And Demetrius Flanagan-Foles is day-to-day with a knee. Man, this season is just a festival, isn't it? Now, one more soundbite for you here. Kyle Shanahan was asked about Nick Sorensen because the Niners have been outscored 73-20 in their last 2 weeks. And listen to Kyle's answer closely. He actually said something that a lot of 49ers fans have wanted him to say.
I'm very satisfied with Nick. I'm not at all satisfied with the results and how it's going right now. But, some of the mistakes that we've made, I don't think, or what's happened here in these last 2 weeks, I don't think that's a schematic issue. It's a little bit more of a fundamental issue, and that also starts with me. That goes to all coaching, and it goes down to the players. It goes to everyone in this building. So, the results here these last 2 weeks haven't changed my opinion on Nick.
Did you catch that? Kyle actually said, quote, "It starts with me." Now, I know it's just a conference call, but there's a very vocal group of fans that have wanted to see some accountability from Kyle Shanahan. At least that was a bit of a start. We always give you one thing to read, one thing to watch, and one thing you might have missed. The one thing to read on this Tuesday, George Kittle was not happy after the game about his targets or how often he was part of the game plan. I talked about it on the Instant Reaction show. NBC Sports Bay Area has the quotes. George Kittle never complains about that stuff. It could be a sign there's cracks starting to form in San Francisco. One thing to watch. We told you about the running back injuries. Isaac Garendo, congratulations. You're now RB1 after starting the season 4th on the depth chart. Patrick Taylor Jr. is going to come up from the practice squad to back him up. But other than that, there's no running backs left. So John Lynch is going to have to go out and sign somebody. Who knew when the 49ers added Cody Schrader after the draft that they would have actually needed him? Unfortunately, he is now in LA with the Rams. One thing you may have missed, more horrible tragedy off the field for the 49ers this season. Trent Williams' wife, Sandra, announced that the couple had lost a son, Trenton Williams Jr., who was stillborn 2 Sundays ago. And they also announced that they lost his twin earlier in the pregnancy. Kyle Shanahan spoke yesterday about how to deal with all this tragedy off the field.
It's hard as a coach. It's hard as a friend. It's hard as a family member. It's hard for everybody. But we spend a lot of time with each other, and that's what's cool about a football team. Whatever you go through, the good or the bad, we go through it together. And I do like for those guys, because I do like that they have this. They have a group of guys they can go to, a group of guys that can see them every day, and you can never escape that full grief and stuff. But I do think it's nice for those guys to have another avenue to get out on the football field, to get around teammates and things like that. It's nice when you have a football team and stuff that you have a group of guys that you're around every day and that you're close with that can help you through it.
This has been a season unlike any other for the 49ers. Obviously, all 49er fans everywhere and everyone here at the Gold Standard Network passes along their condolences for what they're worth. There's nothing you can say about the situation. Just appreciate, hug your loved ones, everybody. Nothing is given, and we have had far too many reminders of that in 2024. That's a wrap on today's 49ers in 5. Thank you, everybody, for watching. Try to enjoy the rest of your Tuesday. I'm Rob Stats Guerrera. We'll talk later today.